So yeah, there's this myth that we use 10% of our brain. It's very prevalent in social media, popular culture, but it's just not true. If we only use 10% of our brain, we would be doing a lot less things. And research has actually shown through the use of something called functional MRI and PET scans that we use a lot of our brain. I'd probably say at least we use 100% of our brain. Now, there may be certain parts that we're not fully sure, like what it does, or, I don't think we're fully there yet to understand every part of the brain, but we do use our brain fully, 100%. And when I talk about functional MRI, it's an MRI that lights up with dye or contrast when you're doing certain things. Let's say you are shown a picture of a child laughing. It will light up, your amygdala. That's your emotional center. And it'll show that you're actively using that part of the brain on MRI. And so again, I don't know where this myth came from that we only use 10% of our brain, but it's just not true. And our brain has been mapped out, all the different parts. There are so many different lobes: the frontal lobe, which is the front part of the brain, the temporal lobe, the side, the occipital, the back of the brain, and then there's the parietal lobe. We use all of those different parts of the brain, and the brain has been mapped out in terms of its function, what each part of those lobes or parts of the part of the brain does. And then there's also the back of the brain called the brain stem that we know that helps with us actually our breathing, our heart rate, actually being awake and alert. So we use our brain fully. We don't use our brain only 10% of our brain.